Hello my friends, my name is Max and today we have something special to build. This miniature was originally released exactly 11 years ago, in April 2014. It was released to celebrate the launch of new Games Workshop website. At the time, you could get it for free by placing an online order for at least £60, €80 or whichever equivalent was in your local currency. You might notice that this mini is covered in a lot of skulls, and we can even see that over here on this cape there is way too many skulls. And this sword looks like Hornate sword and not a Space Marine sword. That is because this miniature is actually based on an older classic miniature, a Metal Games Day exclusive from year 1991. In fact, the sculpt is almost identical, except for a new iron halo and some decorations here and there, some laurels and some additional things. But other than that, it looks almost exactly like the miniature from 34 years ago. In a way, we could say this miniature is really 34 years old. And without any further ado, let's open it and build it. I was able to liberate the mini from the blister. Let's take a look at the sprue. So this is what we have for this particular mini. Let's go ahead and start building it. As always, we start with the torso. We would need bits 1 and 2. This mini may be small, but there is a lot of mold line to remove. Let's see how it should be assembled. It should be along these lines. This is how it should be sitting over here. And let's glue it. And this is our torso so far. Next, we basically build the rest of the mini, as you can see from these glorious instructions. And to make more sense, let's go in ascending order of bits. So let's go for bit number 3 with a cape. This is our cape. As you can see, it has a lot of skulls here. And it should be assembled along these lines. It should be sitting like this. And let's glue it. And that is our pal with the cape. Looking very, very, very nice. Next, let's go for the right arm, bit number 4. This is our right arm. Looks tiny compared to Primaris arms. It should be sitting over here. There is a look. And it should be like this. Very distinct look. Let's glue it. And this is our right arm assembled. Instead of giving him the bolter straight away, let's go for the left arm number 7. The left arm looks amazing. This is a power fist. It should be sitting over here like this. And let's glue it. As you can see, we can glue this area and this area. And this is our pal with the left arm attached. Looking very, very cool. Let's go for this bolter number 5. Took me a while to clean this bolter. Looks very, very old, and I struggled a bit with the holes. But anyways, it is cleaned up now, and let's see how it should be attached. It should be along these lines. There is an arm here, and then there is a small lock over here for the bolter. There we go. This is our bolter in place. Looks incredibly cool. Now let's go for the shoulder pads. Let's start with the left one, number 8. This is my left shoulder pad. Looks very, very cool. Should be sitting over here. There is a very well-defined look. And this is our left shoulder pad in place. Now let's do the same for the right one, bit number 9. This is my bit 9. This is the right shoulder pad, the captain's shoulder pad. Should be sitting over here. Also, there is a very well-defined look. And let's glue it too. And this is our mini with the right shoulder pad. looking incredibly cool. Next, let's find the head, beat 10. This is our angry head. Looks incredibly cool. Love this head. Very, very detailed. Should be sitting over here, and I'm gonna glue it directly. So we should drop it like this. This is our pal with the head. Looks incredible. Next, the backpack 11. This backpack is cool not only because it has a lot of skulls, but also because it did not have a lot of mold line. It should be sitting over here on his back, like this, and let's glue it. And this is our pal with the backpack. We're still missing the sword with a lot of skulls. This is the last bit to add. This is our fancy sword. There is a lock over here, and there is a key over here, so it should be assembled along these lines, like this. And let's glue it. And this is our mini assembled. Now let's drop him on a base. Somewhat unsurprisingly, this mini is using 28mm base. It is a very small base. The standard Space Marine intercessors are 32. And let's drop him on this 28mm base. And that is our miniature, my friends. It took me roughly 40 minutes to assemble it. I will give it 5 service skulls out of 5 for the sheer fun of building it. This mini is incredibly cool. Tons of character, cool gear, very, very old style miniature. Cool skulls over here. I will give this miniature 5 out of 5 for its ease of assembly. It was very, very straightforward. Nothing really challenging here. Had a little bit too much of mold line to my liking, but keeping in mind that this mini is from 2014, this is totally fine. This mini might require partial assembly because it's a lot of bits packed together. You might want to assemble this sword separately, and you might want to add the backpack at a later point. I myself don't care that much. That is why I just assembled it in one go. One peculiar thing is that since this is 28mm base, you can see that his legs are not fitting on it. You definitely want to put him on a 32mm base. And yeah, this leaves us possibilities for future conversions. Maybe we build another pal with a larger base and some modifications. And now let's take a look how this mini sits next to some other miniatures. We start, of course, with another 28mm base miniature. This is another captain with a combi grav weapon and a power sword. Some people say this is Kata Sicarius. I'm not entirely sure if this is true or not, but they are looking really nice together. However, the guy that we have built today seems to be a little bit taller. This is how this pal stands next to a Terminator Captain. Terminator Captain, as you can see, is definitely larger. The scale is the same, but the Terminators were definitely larger than the firstborn Space Marines in regular armor, and this is how they look together. This is how this pal stands next to a primary Space Marine, the modern baseline Space Marine. We can see that the primary Space Marine is definitely taller and larger. And this is how the unaugmented human looks like. This is a Cadian Commander, and we can see that the Cadian Commander is almost of the same size as this captain. And if we want to go even further, we can compare this pal to a new Leagues of Wotan character, and we can see that Leagues of Wotan pals are actually shorter, even though not by much. And that's a wrap for today, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It will really help you to catch more content like this in the future. Share your thoughts on this mini in the comments below. Were you around when it was released in 2014? Were you around when the first sculpt was released in 1991? Let me know in the comments. Check out the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.